This is Ugo saying this after the podcast. I want to say that the first part of the podcast is going to be a bit awkward because before the actual beginning, we had another part where we were talking about magic and cards. The problem was there was too many ums and everything, and we weren't sure that it sounded as good as compared to the other part. Like, the other part's still okay. Like, trust me, this is our first podcast. We're not really sure what we're doing, so yeah, hopefully that clears some things up with the awkward beginning of the podcast. Another thing I want to know is currently the name of the podcast is No Name Cast. And we don't really want that name. Like, we'll be okay with it for now, but we're wondering if some people who actually listen to the podcast have any ideas or suggestions for the name of the podcast. Until then, we're just naming it No Name Cast, and it's okay, but hopefully we can find something better. And lastly, before I let the podcast continue, or play, I hope you guys enjoy the podcast. Have a great day. And we're back. For you, it might have been only seconds, but for us, we were doing some other things behind this corner, like I was saying. This is basically. But like I was saying, this is our first podcast. That's why the name No Name Cast. So we were learning I was basically doing is exporting the first file for later purposes. For all I know, you may not even hear the first file, so this could be a very awkward introduction for all I know.
We'll be expert at this later.
Yeah, hopefully.
And I was
Probably
downloading
not.
Paragon.
Wow. Okay, but besides that, what me and Jonah really wanted to talk about on the break is The Walking Dead. The problem is, Kane doesn't really know much about The Walking Dead.
Oh my god, I'm so fucking sorry.
Kane, don't be fucking stupid, please.
What do you mean?
Kane, we want to talk about The Walking Dead. Problem is, Kane doesn't know much about The Walking Dead.
Kane's really
so
salty.
instead, we are going
nuts.
to talk about the game Kane was downloading. Kane, can you tell us what game you were downloading again?
I was downloading Paragon, which I have heard pretty good results about it.
Do you know what the game is about?
Yes. Kinda. Sorta. A little bit. Robbie told me. But anyways, it's kinda like League. But better. And apparently Hugo's shrugging at me like a little bitch.
So let me get this straight.
Okay.
You hate League, but any other MOAB, you would just be like, okay, I'm gonna go straight for it.
Okay.
Yes.
First of all, I'd like to get this clear. It is a game made by Epic Games, the creators of the Gears of War franchise, as well as recently a few mobile games. I can't really think any on the top of my head.
They made mobile games?
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I think they also made this one benchmarking tool on the mobile game, but on mobile. But now we're talking about that. We're talking about Paragon. It is a MOBA style game, which is, for you don't know what it is. A MOBA is basically a multiplayer online battle arena. Games like League of Legends, like Kane was talking about, Dota 2,
Smite.
Heroes of the Storm, Smite as well, all fit into that category. What they're currently doing right now is on PlayStation 4, but I'm not sure if on Xbox One either. I'm not sure if it's even available on Xbox One.
I don't
but
think so.
If I'm correct, they're currently having a beta out right now for people to try out the game for when it comes out. But what the game is basically about is there's this one mode where it's like every basic MOBA where there's teams of 5, which I think it is, because to be honest, I have not gotten much background information on the game, but it's a very interesting game. It's like a third-person MOBA style game, kind of like Smite, but I've seen so far, the graphics look way better. And to be honest, I shouldn't be talking about things like this right now because I don't know enough information about the game itself to talk about it. So maybe we could talk about this subject of Paragon in a different podcast.
Yeah, like how it's different to like other MOABs.
Because right now, I don't really have any information in the game. I know basic information, like it was made by Epic. Like I said, it's a MOBA and other things. Kane is currently downloading the game, so maybe later on, maybe next podcast, we'll be able to play it, and I could give my...
Or you can just play it and then just...
I could give my full feedback about the game.
We'll do it next time.
But besides that...
I think it's going to be a pretty good game.
It seems pretty
interesting. It's made by
interesting.
Epic. I mean,
it seems pretty...
Usually Epic makes good games. usually?
Recently on one of the... Oh, yeah, no. It's only available on PS4 and PC. It won't be available on Xbox One.
Yeah.
Besides that, there's been recent news about Xbox that they're trying to make cross-platform play between PC and Xbox One, and they also rumored saying they may be able to do cross-platform with other companies if they agree, which means the game like Rocket League, which is recently going to be released on Xbox One, will be able to be cross-platform played with PC and maybe PlayStation 4 if Sony agrees, which also allows them for future purposes to make most games multi-platform. This is sort of old news, but it seems very interesting. The fact that they're able to do, or that they want to do that, is merge the fan bases and make everything cross-play. So somebody can be on PlayStation, be able to play with people on Xbox, and vice versa as well with PC. Which leads to the main doubt in most others is the fan base, how they interact with each other, because the fan base between both of those are pretty toxic, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, they seem to be getting along, but
I don't know if I want to say that.
If you look online for not that long,
I
you
know,
can find
yeah.
some,
You can find some hate.
No doubt.
You can find some love for one console and just straight up
Yeah.
just hate for another one.
what?
But the way I see it, this is that it will balance out because like communities will just interact with each other. And,
I just
like,
remembered something.
Yeah. It'll just be great.
As well as for Xbox. This is even further old news, but I feel like my two friends here sitting by me don't really know about it because, to be honest, I don't feel like they follow that much news when it comes to different companies.
What?
Xbox is actually planning to make upgrades for their console, that external upgrades to more upgrading like a PC.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
Phil Spencer was talking about how he doesn't really want.
I've heard about
He's
those
been
things.
pretty tired of like putting out a console that can be quickly outdated. So what he wants to do is release products that actually upgrade. Maybe like for all I know, like external GPUs to upgrade the console's graphics. Problem is, if you're gonna go to that point of upgrading everything, I think in the long run, what could be a more cost-effective option right now, because they just recently released that or not recently, it's been a pretty old news. That they're going to do that, but we don't really know how it's going to be. It could connect to the side of the Xbox One where that USB port is, or it can be you open up the Xbox One itself and you really just upgrade from there.
Well, Sony is doing this.
Yeah,
new
Sony's
phony. No, they're releasing the PS4.5, which is going to run at 4K, which I'm not excited about because that means I would have to buy a new PS4. I would have to run even bigger. Well,
Start a
I wonder how they're
conversation.
going to make it work with the games that are going to come out. Because if they're making pretty much a new console, how are the games going to work on the first PS4?
They could have went. Do you know the the new Nintendo 3DS?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could they could do the same thing how Nintendo did. Like, oh hey, you can't play a new Nintendo 3DS game on the Nintendo 3DS, so they could go that route, which definitely, no doubt, would make a huge uproar in the fan base of Sony, because they'd be complaining, oh, I have to now spend an extra certain amount of money just to play this one game.
Yeah, but they did that for like Xbox One also and PlayStation 4.
Well, Xbox One also has the backwards compatible now,
Yeah.
which Sony's just
But
being a
when,
lazy fuck.
like, used to, they didn't have it, and you would, like, let's say Destiny, that game's dead, but let's say Destiny, and you would have to buy a new copy of Destiny for Xbox One, and that was a big problem.
I don't really see the point there, because I think what you're trying to say, right, is when you had to buy the 360 version, and then once you got the one, you had to get the one version.
Yeah.
That's kind of, I wouldn't say the exact same thing, because they're different Sega games. It's like if you were buying, let's say, Advanced Warfare for the 360, you can't really get it on the one itself, because they're all just separate games for different consoles.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't really say the whole like the Xbox One has been through that just yet. It may go through that when I was saying about the upgradable, because what they may do is, I don't really know as much. What they may do is make a new console, or like Kane said, maybe like an Xbox 1.5 or something like that, and that version is the one you can upgrade from then on.
Yeah.
So they haven't been through that yet, but for what we know, because we're not doing much information, we're just talking out of what I remember, it could be like that. So that's the thing. But like Jonah was saying about the Xbox One, Jonah and Kane were saying about the Xbox One, how it has backward compatibility while the PlayStation 4 doesn't. Kane was wondering if they do that, and end up doing that and get the copyright and legal reasons out of the way, and they're able to. What kind of games would you like to see be on the PlayStation 4 that were in previous gens, Kane?
Of course, I would like to see Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
That game was great.
Agreed.
I got that game on my PC a while back ago, and I can't lie, it's been a lot of fun when I've been able to play with my friends with it. So yeah, I would not mind seeing that game on there. But one game I really do want to see, which I'm not sure if it's a really popular game, but I want to see Turok Evolution, which is this dinosaur hunting game where you're playing you're playing as this Indian guy. Yeah, I forgot the lore about it, but you're playing this Indian guy who's trying to, I don't remember exactly, but it's an overall great game. If you haven't, you should see gameplay. It's a fun game. I should as well play it a lot. What kind of game would you like to see on that PlayStation 4 can actually do backwards compatible?
To like a previous gen. I don't really know. I would probably have to say there was this one game that lets you play different arcades, like Dig Dug, Galaga, Pac-Man, and that was pretty fun when I was young. So yeah, I think I would have to go with that. I'll try to think of the name.
There was a game that was pretty fun back when I played it. Oh, Time Splitters. That would be a fun game.
It would be a pretty
if they
decent.
make like a HD remake of it, that would be pretty fun. Because I still have Time Splitters 2, and that game is great. I just like creating your own map and then not playing online with people. I mean, yeah, it's fun, but sometimes they just get too competitive and it's annoying. I just want like single player, multiplayer games. Like you can play with your friends without like going online and playing all that. Like, let's be honest, Star Wars Pod Racers. That game is fun. It is super fun, especially when you're playing with your friends, because you can just bash yourself into them and kill them, and they're out of the race. Just be that kind of douche.
Yeah.
Another thing, while we're still on the subject on PlayStation, do you guys know? Actually, Johnny, you can continue because I'm about
I
to
see
change
this.
the
I see this from Hugo, and I look at Hugo looking up something. And I was gonna ask this later on because like it would be a great subject to talk about. The new PlayStation VR that's coming out.
Oh boy. I heard they're gonna make it compatible with every game?
Yeah, actually, what people are saying is you might be able to actually make the game into like more of a theater mode with the VR itself.
Yeah.
But the problem is, if you do get the PlayStation VR, I think right now it's currently being priced as around the same price as the actual console itself, around $300 to $400.
It's cheaper than
No, it's gonna be
Rift.
cheaper.
I know, but the original release price, what people have been hearing, was actually around that price, which would put people in a huge uproar, which actually made them to lower the actual price, which is a great thing.
It's gonna be less than what the console.
I heard that you're
costs.
gonna need a sensor for it.
Yeah, it says it will require the actual PS Move camera as well as controllers in order to function with the VR, because you're gonna actually be in the game and you can't really use a normal controller. For the games that are specifically made for the PlayStation VR, you're gonna need the actual little nunchucks or whatever they are in order to actually move around in the game and play it.
Yeah, virtual reality is gonna become a big thing. There's the Vive there's the Vive that's coming out, and there's so many demos with it. It's so cool to interact with.
There's these glasses I saw made by someone, but they look amazing. It projects holograms that only you can see, and it looks fantastic. Like you put them on, and you plug it into your
I think it was Google.
Yeah.
I think it was Google. I know what you're talking about, but I think it was Google.
Like you can mess around. You can play Minecraft. You can like zoom out.
Oh no! That was the Microsoft press release of their the HoloLens. That was their they did a press release where they, because as you know, they bought the license to Minecraft through Mojang for a few $1 billion if I'm correct. So what they basically did in that press release, this is like a year ago. It's like old news, but since Kane's in the subject, might as well continue about it.
Yeah.
What they did is they were showcasing this virtual reality headset, or more like glasses or something, because it wasn't as big as clunky. It was Microsoft HoloLens, and how they showed it is they used a guy with the camera to see to show you what the person who actually had the HoloLens was seeing, and what he was doing is he was interacting with this huge space, which was Minecraft world, and he was able to edit blocks by using his hands and pressing. Or using, pressing on the objects, and he would either build onto it or destroy it. Another thing that Microsoft released about the HoloLens was the fact that it won't just be a normal object that you can just use. Hey, I can have this. I can play Minecraft, right? Play Minecraft. No, okay.
So your access to like Netflix, YouTube, and like
Pornhub.
Other.
Yeah, sure.
You could. They suggested that too.
No, they didn't.
Not suggested it, but they said.
They probably
did. But besides that, they also promoted it as more of an all-around work, like to help you with your daily work style. They also showed like engineers using it in order to build cars. Yeah, motorcycles and build cars to put things together. But besides that, after that little just change the subject, let's go back to the PlayStation VR, the main concept we were talking about. I was able to find the price of PlayStation VR right now, which it's currently actually $400. So like I was saying, it's around the same price as the console, and that's what makes most people outrageous, because they actually have to spend the same money they spent on a console just for peripherals, which is pretty crazy to believe.
Plus, it's not really working with that many games, huh?
That's not gonna do good, because the Vive that I mentioned earlier, that's gonna be like $400, and that's more fun.
Putting it in a bundle with the sensor and the remote.
They might, yeah. But as well as like Kane was saying, there's not that many games right now, obviously, because the thing hasn't been released. But they're working on 50 titles that will be compatible within the first 2 months of its release, which include games like Until Dawn, Rush of Blood, which is a on-rail shooter spin-off of the 2015 game Until Dawn, which was an actual great hit, a very scary game. It showed a lot of cliche moments from movies, and it was an overall, to be honest, a really interesting game. Another game is this one game I saw called Riggs, which is this like mech battle game where you're playing in a like you're in a mech, and it's like this battle arena, kind of like a mini game where you're just in this arena shooting other mechs for a certain amount of time. So right now, like I said, there's around 50 titles thinking about being released within the first 2 months of the actual game. So there's not going to be a lot, but there will be a decent amount. But besides the not that many games for the PlayStation VR, I've noticed another thing that Kane also mentioned before we start talking is really there's not that many with PlayStation 4 being more online and connect online with friends. There's people who really don't have internet. So what Kane was asking is if PlayStation could make more games that is more friendly for offline play. Like there's a few games out there right now, but not like really a lot. Like games like Destiny and mostly like Call of Duty as well is more multiplayer online focused to play with people. Just like the Xbox release of Titanfall, which wasn't a great success. That game was online only. You couldn't really play offline. So Kane was wondering about more games for the PlayStation.
Well, there aren't that many split-screen games anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They're just more single-player online games, and that's kind of frustrating.
Like,
Because I like inviting friends. Like, with the PS2, at least there was a crap ton of games. Yeah, there was online, but there was a lot of split-screen games that you could play with your friends, like, with bots.
Yeah, I understand. Just like how
Yeah.
about
Like-
the split screen, how Halo 5 for the Xbox One when it was released, it was an okay game. Like for me, I like the multiplayer. It's entertaining. The campaign's but what really threw people off was the fact that it was the first Halo to actually not have split screen multiplayer. And you wanted to say something a second ago, Jenna?
yeah, like Halo 5 now, it doesn't have split screen, and
Yeah,
that's
it was
like everybody's
complete-
complained.
But they said it was mainly because they couldn't redo it because right now people did FPS tests on Halo 5 and how it runs perfectly at 60 frames per second. They said they couldn't really drop the frame rate because they had a kind of system where the game ran faster the more frames it had.
Yeah.
So they couldn't really allow to do that, but I felt like if they were determined enough, they might have been able to do something about that.
It might have.
That
Which
is true.
really made like people mad about it.
I mean, Halo's mostly known for, like, a split-screen
Yeah, it was,
Yeah.
yeah. It was more of like to invite friends over and play with them, try to wreck them when they wreck you. It was a
Energy
really
sword.
fun environment to play that kind of game.
But now it's like, hey, look at these new skins you can get.
hey,
Hey,
new skins.
Look at us. We're trying to
I
copy
got
Call
a
of Duty.
purple skin.
Like, have you noticed that Call of Duty is trying to copy Halo, and Halo's trying to copy Call
Yeah,
of
I've
Duty?
noticed that. Like more elements, just like when Halo 5 was released, how they added the full-on ADS. How Halo was adding, like thrust jumps and everything. Yeah,
Or
I
jetpack.
think they're it's just because
Iron sights.
Yeah, it's good. What the company thinks is the future is better. That's how you saw like Advanced Warfare and how Black Ops 3 is right now. How more futuristic it is. Like we have jetpacks or thrust packs. What do they really call it in Black Ops 3?
I think Exo. No, not Exo. That's
No.
Advanced Warfare.
Yeah.
No.
Well, kind of like jetpack thruster things, and how there's a lot of futuristic weapons that we don't have currently as a society. But I think it's gone to the point where they think the future's better. They don't really want to, or they refuse, or they don't really want to release kind of older games. Because I know most of the community for COD and all that things really want an older game, kind of like go back to the days like Modern Warfare.
There's a game that's coming out that's supposed to be in World War II.
What game
Oh,
is that?
the Battleton. Like,
Yeah,
I can't.
Battalion.
Battalion. I want to play that so
Battalion?
bad because it's like it's a classic World War II game where Day of Defeat, the old Call of Duty classics and stuff like that. It's supposed to be like, all those games, and it's really cool. I can't wait till it comes out.
Yeah, it sounds really interesting.
I'm just tired of all this futuristic shit.
Yeah, to be honest,
I
like,
just want dinosaurs.
dinosaurs. But you said you don't really like Far Cry Primal, and they have dinosaurs.
Well, no.
Well, not dinosaurs. They're like in a more
Mammoths.
primal mammoths, I guess. Yeah, they're
Well,
more in the old age. But
they're
if you
more
really
of,
want
like-
old age,
they're more of Ice Age.
Yeah. If you really want like non-futuristic games, then why aren't you a big fan of Primal?
Well, I've heard it's a good game. It's just the campaign's super short.
Really?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I've not really looked into the campaign because, to be honest, I have not really played any of the Far Cries. So for me, if I ever decide to play the games, I really kind of push myself away from watching gameplays. All I know, as far as this in Far Cry Primal, is this one crazy chick who likes to cut people's ears off, and that's all I know, to be honest.
But
Yeah.
there isn't map editor on
Was Cry
Primal.
was that in 4?
That's in all of them.
Really?
That was
That's
in all,
all
of
of
the
them.
Far Cries.
Really? Was it multiplayer map making, or how was
So
it exactly?
what you could do is create your own map, literally just tall mountains or just
Yeah.
all ocean.
I used to done that at Jonas'
And
house. Other
it was
Jonas.
fun
Okay.
because you can make your own maps and make it super fun or super annoying for your teammates. Make you the most powerful person and make your teammates just weak as shit.
Oh,
I thought that
okay.
was pretty fun, glider wars or stuff like that. But in the older Far Cries, like Far Cry Instinct, that was fun because back then you could be a pretty much.
How does the multiplayer in Far Cry work exactly? So, like I said, I
it's-
don't really play it.
It's changed drastically since I've played the original ones. It's more like a Call of Duty now
Mm-hmm.
than what
Yeah.
it was originally when it first came out.
Hmm.
Like before, it was just a normal FPS where you can just claw people 50 feet in the air, and that was pretty fun.
Okay.
You had like heat vision.
Heat vision.
It was
Just
so fun.
roast people. Okay.
I mean, yeah, I usually just go back to the first Xbox and just play that because it's so fun.
Okay.
But what they need to do is make a HD remake of Fusion Frenzy. Oh boy. That
You've already
game.
talked about that, but okay.
No,
I don't know, dude.
I disagree with that.
What?
I don't know. It's a good party game, that is true, but
It's like one of those things.
an
Where it's
HD
like,
remake doesn't really need to happen. What they really need to do is maybe put it up in like the Play Store for PlayStation 4 or something. Because after that, I can see it. Like an HD remake doesn't really need to happen for that game, but it definitely does need to like come out. Like it'd be a fun game to play as a party game. Maybe come out on the Xbox Store as well as PlayStation. I'm not sure, but
Like those are the kind of games I miss. Just playing with your friends
Exactly.
instead of like online multiplayer people.
Yeah. It's same thing with like Mario Party, where it's like,
that
I'm sorry,
game.
but we're mentioning party games.
I know.
We
I
have
know.
to go
Continue.
through this, but like, it used to been just a game board, and now you just you're now on this train and you're with other people.
Oh yeah, that one,
Yeah.
the new one, on the Wii
I
U.
don't like it.
That one, it doesn't look as interesting.
It's not
I
fun.
really do wish like the old kind of game styles would come back. Like,
Yeah.
because I like trust me, like I think maybe a few years back I got one of the newest Mario Party. I think it was like 11 or something, like on the Wii, like on the standard Wii,
Yeah.
and it was tons of fun. No doubt about that.
Yeah.
But going back to a subject I was talking about in a while back about Paragon. I was looking more things about it while we were all talking. Apparently I got some information wrong, and I'm glad to actually correct it right now. The game will be free to play, but they're having an open beta on the PlayStation 4 and PC on the summer of 2016. So there's something to look forward for that if you're interested. I looked up some more gameplay. So yeah, it is more of a MOBA style. So if you play games like League, Smite, Dota, Heroes of the Storm, it kind of like obviously most MMOs resemble each other in a way. But how the map works, it obviously does reminisce of that. One of the things, I looked at some PC requirements and everything. It seems if you have like an okay build, decent build, maybe like anything like with a GTX 660 or GT 660, one or the other, I'm not sure. I'm not that good when it comes to PC parts, but you'll be fine when it comes to playing that. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not, Kane.
I thought you were like the master of all this
Sure.
shit.
No. I'm still pretty bad. No.
No.
You'll do fine.
But usually I don't play those kind of games because I'm like,
But
I-
you were
'cause-
looking at it and you said it was
yeah.
pretty interesting. You wanted to play
and
it.
usually I'm the person that doesn't have internet, doesn't play online.
Yeah, that's the problem.
But to me, that game looks so interesting enough that I would get internet and play that game.
I would pay $100 for
I will
internet to
pay
play that game.
$1 million.
So worth.
But
Small
the fact
$1
that it's going to be a free to play is really surprising.
Yeah,
to
that's
me.
how. Why?
Well, usually you have to like pay for those kind of games.
Not
so
really. Like back to subject. How most MMOs are free. Like
Yeah.
if you go for the Blizzard game, Heroes of the Storm, that game's free. League of Legends, that game's free, but obviously it has skins and all that.
Pay to play.
Yeah, not really pay to play. I wouldn't really say that at all.
Yeah.
That's completely wrong if you think about it, because you can unlock everything in game. The most thing you can't really unlock are really skins, and that really has nothing to do with the game. There's no skins are only cosmetic differences, but as well as Dota, all those games are free. So most MOBAs, if you think about it, are completely free. Like how Smite, it's free as well.
Well, I'm talking like pay to win, not like.
I was
I'm
reading
just-
about it. They claim it's not going to really be pay to win. They
I
say the game is gonna it's gonna have all the champion or all heroes are gonna be free, and something cards or something that I was reading. It said you can unlock that through in game. You can't really. I think you may. I'm not sure. Obviously,
So-
they haven't put an economic system yet. Say, not economic, a store system saying, oh, you can buy these there, you can buy this for that. So I'm not really sure. I think at most, what's gonna cost money are skins, just like in most MOBAs.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm guessing is that the cards are gonna be like
Whatever they are, yeah.
upgrades for your character. But you can play as any character as you want.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say complete upgrades because that seems pretty powerful. Like, if you were to grind out the game, because how the beta works, you can get a founder pass right now on PlayStation as well as PC, which lets you pay the game early before the public beta comes out. Because like most games now, you're able to get early access and you're able to keep your levels and everything. So if the cards really fully do upgrade your character, I would find it be a big balance issue, because imagine if you just got the early access right now and been playing, getting all the cards and all the upgrades, and then the day the public beta comes out and those card upgrades are a huge advantage. That'd be very bad for how the game would look, because a bunch of new players would be getting destroyed by people who've been playing the game for a long time since the public beta. Oh no, the private beta has been out, so it'd be a huge thing. So I don't really think the cards will fully buff them. It might. I'm not sure what it'd be exactly.
I want to go a little bit off topic here, but I want to talk about Evolve.
Oh, what about
that
game?
game? Where people were excited about it.
Yeah.
They were all pumped, and then when it came out, it was
it was eh.
But I kind of liked it.
It's an okay game.
But isn't it an offline game too?
I'm not sure, but I have not done anything in Evolve. I've played it once. I was given beta access for my PC, but my laptop's a potato, so I wasn't able to play it.
Well, I played it at my friend's, and he was like, "Oh man, this game's so hard." I played it. I won my first game in that. Yeah. And I was like, "Wow, this game is super easy."
I heard people saying how the monsters have more of an advantage over the humans if the humans don't know what they're doing. If they're not working as a team, the monster has a huge advantage.
That's why I played as the humans, and it was pretty hard playing as the humans, but once you get the use of switching the characters, because in that game you can switch between the characters. There's the defense one where you trap it into a cage. There's the tracker,
who has a pet animal which helps track the
No, that's not for me. Character. That's just a random NPC.
No, the tracker is the one that actually has the ability to have the pet that actually searches for it, if I'm correct.
But that game is pretty fun. I'm thinking of buying it, but I don't know if it's offline.
I'm not sure. I think it's more of an online focused game. I think you can play offline with bots. And I think they're split screen, but I think it's more of an online.
Split screen.
Well, I think it's more of an online focused game as well as most games on next gen.
It's like Left 4 Dead. No, it's not.
But yeah. Besides that, what were we talking about? What was
Single player games.
No, we weren't talking about that. We're talking before. Okay.
League and...
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, but most MMOs, like we said, are free. I'm trying to think of some that aren't free. Yeah, I don't really know that many MMOs. I just know, the basic ones, like the front-face marketers, the things where you hear a MOBA, you think of it like League, not MMO, League. Here's the Storm, which is new. This one game, I forgot what it's called. There was this one game that's currently being coming out, which is more like a TF2 style game.
Overwatch.
Overwatch, yeah. That game. Have you seen gameplay of Overwatch?
I don't think so.
Overwatch is this more of a team-based shooter, kind of like how TF2 is, which
I think I know. Yeah,
Overwatch. Yeah,
it seems like interesting.
I've seen gameplay. I think I'd really like the game. Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun.
Except when you're camping and keeping the enemy team in a corner.
But that's
just
if you work as a team, I can see. I don't know, but yeah, it looks like a really fun game. That seems like a game like when I upgrade my computer and actually get a good computer. That seems like one of the games I'd get. But the thing is, I think it's not a free to play. I think it's a game you buy.
No, it's a free to play.
Oh, okay, it's a free to play. I don't really know that much.
Hoping that they would bring it to PS4.
Just get a PC, bro.
Just shut up.
Get a
But
PC.
it looks like a game
No.
you would play on the PS4 too.
And just like Team Fortress 2,
Yeah,
it has
because it's hats. No, I know there's a lot of skins. I don't know if there's hats.
hats.
Yeah,
Jesus.
the thing that worries me
Well,
if
can I have a free
if
hat?
they do Overwatch, I think Overwatch is. I'll do some research while I'm talking right now. It's just the thing is, if they don't do it correctly, it could turn out how TF2 is on current on consoles, like on the the Xbox 360 and the Orange Box. Have you seen how it works exactly? Yeah, it's pretty bad. There's a lot of glitches.
It was.
Yeah, it's not really that
It's
great.
broken.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It wasn't. They didn't really have offline with bots too, like the PC.
No, they
had.
did.
No.
What?
In the
For
orange box?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, it did.
Not when I played.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It did.
Interesting. God damn it, Jonah.
I'm sick.
Cancerous cough.
Yeah. But about Overwatch.
Weren't we gonna mention something? So, cancer.
Shut up. Not right now. By the looks of it, in Overwatch, there are 21 different playable characters you can play as.
Pretty good.
And have you seen some of the characters, Jonah?
Mm-mm. There's a sniper. I saw that one.
Yeah. Yeah. But Kane,
Sniper.
I'm not sure what you're talking about because there is a console release for the game.
But
It's
free.
no, it's a full priced
Oh,
game. It's coming out April 24th, I think.
Oh,
And
then
it's
it might.
60
Yeah,
bucks.
then it might actually cost money.
Yeah,
I
it's
think-
$60. Comes to 21's Heroes. You can pre-purchase the game right now on the official website by the looks of it.
Sorry.
Cancerous cough.
God damn it, John. Okay, no, you can pre-purchase the game on the website. But yeah,
Pretty sick.
the game seems pretty interesting. I've noticed. I personally am looking forward to play the game.
I've seen a Moto HD play it, and it looks pretty fun.
Okay,
What?
nothing.
Don't smile at me, you
I'm
weirdo.
not okay. Sure, no, but besides that,
What else?
They should just bring back classic games. Just to be honest,
it'd be interesting, no doubt.
because most of the games today they're fun, but people just get tired of them really fast. You noticed? Like Destiny. Destiny was
Yeah,
big.
Destiny
Answer
died
soon.
off.
It's
Like,
dying pretty fast. They're already talking about making Destiny 2.
It was,
It's like,
Destiny
really?
2 was already in the making before they even
Yeah.
while in the process, because
Jeez.
there was a leak with Destiny. Destiny's an okay game. I played it, of
I
course.
played it. It was
I
just
played
too
it.
easy.
It was an okay game. To be honest, if I could, I'd still play the game because it's just the farming and how the game works, the grinding and all that. It's my kind of game. I like playing this game because it always looks like I have something to do. It's like something I'd play oh, okay, I have 20 minutes to burn. I can do this one strike and I can just leave.
I just want more RPGs and fantasy games. Good ones. I played The Witcher 3. It's fun, but you need to grind and level up a lot in that game.
That's mostly the point of RPGs, Kane.
On Skyrim and Oblivion. The older Elder Scrolls were really fun. Like Morrowind. Because in that game you can just mess up the storyline all you want and it would still be fun. I accidentally killed a main character for the storyline and apparently I ruined the fate of Morrowind and I was I feel pretty good about myself.
But okay. Besides that, I think right now, we should maybe end the podcast.
Yeah.
So I think that should be good for our first podcast.
Yeah.
Again,
Definitely
this is
Yeah. We kind of ran out of ideas, so if you would like to,
Send in ideas.
send ideas, maybe that we could talk about.
okay. I think this is gonna be the end of our first podcast.
And if you guys have any suggestions for the name of the podcast, that'll be great.
But it has to be original.
Don't be an asshole.
God damn it,
Sorry.
Jonah.
I'm sorry.
It has to be original.
No.
has to be original.
But yeah, we are ending the podcast.
Has to be.
Have a great day or night whenever you decide to watch this. And
Listen, you mean, not watch. There's a difference.
trust me, there's going to be a walking Jolty on throughout the whole video, Kane.
Oh, we need it.
And we shall see you later, guys. Hopefully you had a great day. Give us some feedback. See what we can improve on, because I know there's definitely, no matter what,
Yeah. we got
there's
stuff.
tons and tons of things we can improve on, because this is our first podcast. We're not
Maybe
even
we
sure if
could-
we can continue this, but we'll find out. To be honest, it was pretty interesting, and it was sort of fun to do this.
Yeah.
But this will be the end of our first podcast. Have a great day.
Yeah. We